In this session, we will walk through how can you deploy your first notebook on TrueFoundry. Jupyter Notebooks are probably the first tool to be used in any machine learning project. TrueFoundry enables you to run these notebooks on Kubernetes on any hardware you need and auto shutdown as well, saving costs. Against other popular providers like SageMaker, Vertex, and Azure, we have done a comparison where TrueFoundry additionally enables cross-cloud support, code server support, and also mounting shared volume in notebooks. So you can give it a read. Let's look at how can we deploy a notebook on TrueFoundry. So let's navigate to the platform, and if you click on notebooks/SSH, you can see the existing notebooks that had been deployed in the past. But what we need to do actually is to go to new deployment like we did for service and job, click on Jupyter Notebook, select a workspace for deployment similar to what we did earlier, and select Jupyter Notebook, which is auto selected, and click next. Then let's enter the name, deploy first notebook demo, and you have three image options. The first one is auto-selected, the Jupyter Lab minimal image, which is a lightweight image with no pre-installed packages, and this provides a clean slate for customization and new package installation. The second option is CUDA enabled, which is a pre-configured image with CUDA 12.4 installed. And the last one is custom extended image, where you can extend an image created by TrueFoundry and add your own custom packages to it. And this is useful if you want to do a lot of customizations and pre-installations yourself. You can read more on the documentations. Now, one important thing while we are at images is if you stop this notebook and again restart, anything that you install out of your home directory will not be persistent. So that means that any apt installs which are done directly from your notebook will not be persistent across restarts. To make these persistent, you need to add a build script. So you need to enter a build script which actually runs each time the notebook restarts, and then you are good to go. You can also mention the home directory size, and again you can configure the resources like before. Further, you can also mention a configuration that the notebook stops after certain minutes of inactivity. The notebook instance will be stopped even if the notebook is open in your browser, but nothing is running on the notebook. So this is a very important feature to save costs. And you can also configure environment variables like earlier. So let's go ahead and deploy this notebook. Now you can see that the status is pending and it will soon be deployed. Now you can see that the status has changed to running, and you also can open the notebook. So let's click this. And you're good to get started. Now let's say you want to configure Python environments inside the notebook. TrueFoundry's deployed notebooks by default start with a specific Conda environment with a specific Python version. In case you're working on multiple projects simultaneously and you want to maintain multiple Python environments for different Python versions, you can do so with these steps. So the first thing is to go to the terminal and execute this command, conda create -y-n pi 39 python is equal to 3.9, for example. What this will do, it will create a new conda environment named pi39 with python 3.9 installed, and it will take around 2 minutes for the changes to sync. Now once you have done this, you might think that this will open up here, but that will not happen. What you need to do is you need to go back and you need to stop and again restart the notebook. Now, if you open the notebook, you will see that you have the second Python environment available as well, which is conda pi39. One more feature is that Git integration is already installed for you via the Jupyter Lab Git extension. You can configure Git and authenticate using different methods. We'll walk through that shortly. What you can also do is either you can clone the repository using this extension on the left, or you can directly do this via the terminal, but make sure to set your identity via the global configs before using Git. Now, the two authentication methods is either using personal access token. Note, GitHub and GitLab have deprecated password authentication, and personal access tokens is the most recommended manner. So you need to generate a token. You can then go ahead and clone the repository, and you will be prompted for your personal access tokens, and you need to authenticate. The second option is SSH key authentication for password-less authentication, and you need a one-time setup for that. And when you're cloning, you need to use the SSH URL. One last thing is, if you click Show Advanced Fields in the notebook deployment form, you see options for mounting volumes, which is very important and very similar to what we covered under the job deployment. And you can also configure service accounts for connecting to cloud services. Hope this was useful and you have a good sense of how you can deploy your first notebook on TrueFoundry. As always, feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions directly.